It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. The numbers for Sanders last week: 16 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
And that's 10 touchdowns on the season for him on the ground. And remember our meeting with the coaching staff, they did share with us that one of their goals for the year was for him to get in the end zone at least 10 times. And that ramps up into their bigger goal to try and get 20 overall as a team.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Hurts. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. The Sanders has got it complete, and they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Now the try here for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taking it about the 1. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. Well, they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight. And that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Here's Hurts to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. Oh, what a move. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is caught by Watkins. 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And that is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Throw right side, and I think the ball's out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust, because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And, you know, there's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll look to throw. Trying for Sanders, but this is intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 15.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. 2nd and 4. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he's going to have a Commanders first down by about 1 yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Robinson, he'll try the left side. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's the option going right. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Back to throw here. And he's going to go down here and sack. They push him back to the 34. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
If we go back to the last series, remember their coverage allowed them to get a turnover in the last drive, a takeaway. That helps contribute to a sack on this one. I think maybe his quarterback's a little bit hesitant. Last time he turned it over, now he sees his zone coverage. A little bit slow to get rid of the football.
So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. They look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They start on the ground here at Sanders. Kendall Fuller in on the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They begin the drive with Robinson. They find some open field here. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Toss play to Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight to the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. He'll look to throw. Buying time to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll set up to throw.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Handoff now to Robinson.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 15-yard line. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Claypool with another catch. From the 9, 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw here.
Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 at this point. This is 3rd and 4. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays, and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 24, Hurts eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I feel they're still committed to running the ball, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver as he brings out this offense.
And CeeDee, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is it allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route-running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them. No matter how many people are put in his direction, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has.
Robinson up the middle. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll go option to the short side. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll drop to throw.
Open man Lamb. It's complete.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 14. 17 yards that time and a Washington 1st.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
No gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like two well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, hey, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense.
They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Chase Young.
It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Brian Robinson Jr., that's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Hurts. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. It's complete to Brown, right side.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing is Hurts. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he gets it down to the 32. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hurts going to give it to Sanders on the option.
And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
Hurts.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Here's the 2nd and 7.
Got a man. It's Brown. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Shifts by him. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Completes it to Fant on the right side. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
They'll set up a throw toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback. And
touchdown!
CeeDee Lamb
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
On first down, Hurts.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Hurts. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Chase Young.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top.
As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season is going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, and that one closing in on halftime with the Cowboys out on top. Big Zeke, Ezekiel Elliott, 2 touchdown runs. From there, we head to Hard Rock Stadium to check on the Dolphins at home in Miami. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Trey Lance has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. The Saints continue to be hot as anyone in football as they run that record to 9-1 now with the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here is Washington now to take over. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Robinson. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Back to throw. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Open man right side, it's Lamb.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 33. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed in the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll break the huddle, send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. Touchdown, Washington. CeeDee Lamb with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 15. They'll start out here with the option left. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
Jamin Davis on the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Hurts going to keep it again.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. He's got his man. It's Kurz. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They go back to the ground with Sand. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
On the give, here's Robinson.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. They'll run it now with Robinson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And he will slide down, but a penalty marker down as well. And it looks like this is going to be all for naught.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. He'll look to throw. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Nifty move, and he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Touchdown!
CeeDee Lamb.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season.
And the Commanders just continue to roll. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosen it up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Eagles 3.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack.
Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Here's Hurts to throw.
And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
They'll go option to the short side. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Open man is Goddard, the tight end. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Throwing is Hurts.
And a throw there going to be incomplete. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver as he brings out this offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know if that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. This offense, #1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Back to throw here. And that one incomplete. They tried to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On third down, Robinson.
And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be 4th down now. Here's Tressway now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Cameron Curl, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's complete to Brown, right side. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Brian Robinson Jr.
with touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Commanders add on to their 4th quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. The offense on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hurts.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
That is caught. Josh Reynolds. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
On 1st down, Hurts.
And this will be incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll look to throw again.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
97 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
A give left side to Robinson. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw.
Got an open man, finds Gibson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
And they're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 10 yards there, good for Washington first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll go option to the short side. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Got a man. It's Brown. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Chauncey Gardner Johnson on the tackle. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2.
Robinson with another carry.
And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Going across the middle, and Goddard's got it.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They're going to look to throw. And now here is another interception. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Handoff now to Robinson. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 133 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the run, it's Robinson.
And he'll get this forward only for about a yard as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Again, it's Robinson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. They'll look to throw.
This one left side caught by Gibson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll drop to throw.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense.
And he is just 1 reception away from 10 in this game. I don't know what they need to do defensively, but something has to be altered, does it not?
I know that whenever we tried to cover a person who's having a game like this, you're trying to vary what you're doing, trying to change things up, hoping to fool him occasionally. If not fool him, fool the quarterback so that maybe he doesn't read the coverage correctly. Right now, though, they're in pretty good sync.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Commanders,
they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.